Hey everyone. Oh gosh. Yeah, I look a hot mess because it's night time. Well, basically nighttime. And I work an early job, so I go to bed soon. But anyway, this is probably going to end up being a lazy boy edition of Real Talk with RJ. I just kind of want to give my 2 cents or perhaps dollar worth of thoughts and maybe a little advice concerning this whole sexual harassment, Hollywood politicians, newscasters apparently, etc., etc. Okay. To those women that were truly sexually assaulted, raped, truly sexually harassed, it's an awful, terrible thing. And I've never experienced it. I hope I never have to experience that. But for those women that have truly been sexually harassed and or sexually assaulted or raped, it's an awful thing, and they need to come forward. They need to tell the truth. Okay. So, with that said, let me just put it to you like this. Okay. If a man... Okay, you're a female. Alright? If a man approaches you and says, "Hey, you look really nice today," that does not qualify as sexual harassment or sexual assault or anything of the like. He's just giving you a compliment. If a man approaches you, does not put his hands on you and says, "Hey, so-and-so, whatever your name is, I'd really like to get to know you better. I like you. I think you're interesting. Would you like to go out on a date with me?" That's not sexual harassment. Just in case you were wondering, it's not. Okay? It's not anything of the sort at all. That's just a guy having the courage to approach a woman that he likes and ask her out. Because with this whole hashtag #MeToo thing, and yeah, hey, a lot of those, it really was sexual harassment and sexual assault or rape that these women were coming forward with, with the whole hashtag #MeToo thing. But some of the hashtag #MeToos I read, I was like, really? Like, one says, coworker, this one I read said, "Coworker won't stop asking me out. Hashtag #MeToo." Look at my eyes. Really? That's not sexual harassment. That's just a very persistent guy who apparently you aren't being stern enough with to be like, "Look, I don't like you." Read my lips. I don't like you. But unless he, if he's not putting his hands on you, now yeah, that can get annoying. But if he's not putting his hands on you, if he's not raping you, if he's not sexually or physically assaulting you, and if he's not making lewd and lascivious and nasty, comments about your private area body parts, then guess what? You've not been sexually harassed. You have not been sexually assaulted, and you don't qualify for a hashtag #MeToo. Now, let's say you're walking down the street. Maybe you pulled into a parking lot, you're getting ready to walk into Winn-Dixie. And as you're walking in, there's a guy sitting in the passenger seat of his best friend's ride. Okay. And as you're walking in, he whistles at you, shouts at you, "Hey, baby, girl, you looking fine, let me get your number, blah, 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 blah." You haven't been sexually harassed. Okay? Now, is he being a little rude and disrespectful to you? Absolutely. Absolutely. But it's not a crime to be rude. It's not a crime to disrespect someone. Is it wrong? Sure. Yeah. That guy needs to learn some respect and some manners. And some etiquette. Okay? Now, why did I use this example of you parked in a parking lot and you're walking into the Winn-Dixie? Because this happened to me not too long ago. I'm walking into the Winn-Dixie and homeboy decides he's going to yell at me and whistle at me and shout at me and, hey baby, and what's your number, and blah blah blah, from the passenger seat of his best friend's ride. Now, you have a couple of options how you can handle that situation. So here comes the advice. Because this is not sexual harassment. That does not qualify as sexual harassment. Does not qualify as sexual assault or rape. Okay? It's just a guy being disrespectful and rude. Is it wrong? Yes. Is it a crime? No. We have to differentiate between the two, okay? So there's a couple ways you can handle this. You can ignore it. Don't even look at him and just walk in the store like, psh, I ain't even giving you any attention. Now, that can be effective. Or you could also, by your silence in that moment, make him think that it's okay for him to behave in that way. Okay, again, he's not committing a crime. He's not hurt you. He's not physically touched you. He's not harassed you sexually or in any other way. He's just hollering at you from his car. Okay? There's a couple ways you can handle that. Like I said, you can ignore and go about your business. But he may not learn anything from you just ignoring. So how did I handle that situation? Okay, so when he was doing that, I was at the point where I was almost at the door, getting ready to go in. But I was walking up onto like the little, pavement area outside of the door where the shopping carts are and all that. And his friend's car was pulled right up next to where I was standing, and he had the window down in his passenger seat of his best friend's ride, trying to holler at me. So instead of ignoring, I turned around, I walked up to the window. I guess he thought he was going to get my number. And I said, excuse me, sir. If you want to talk to me and, you think that I'm attractive or of interest to you or whatever, have your friend park the car, get out of the vehicle, walk over to me, approach me, and say, excuse me, miss, I saw you walking in. I think you're a very pretty lady. Can I have your phone number? I'm still going to tell you no, because you're a scrub sitting in the passenger seat of your best friend's ride trying to holler at me like that. I'm still going to tell you no, but that's the way you do it. And I told him that. I said, now I could have just ignored you, but I'm coming to you telling you so you can learn something. A lady will not allow herself to be yelled at from a car. Okay? So don't do that. And guess what? Guess what? He apologized. Yeah, maybe if us ladies would take a second to stand up for ourselves and to show how we want to be treated, maybe we would get treated differently. Now, that does not excuse sexual harassment, sexual assault, or rape. There is never an excuse for that. I don't care what the lady did. I don't care what she was wearing. No. But as far as, like, if you think you're being bothered by, homeboy asking you out all the time, or, a guy yelling at you from the car, or, something like that doesn't fall under the sexual harassment, sexual assault, or rape category, that's how you handle it. You let him know you don't like that and you don't want to be treated that way. Don't yell at me from the car. Okay? I'm not a streetwalker. I'm not a prostitute. I'm a lady. Okay, so not only am I telling you that, but I'm acting as a lady. Respectfully telling you to have a little more respect for yourself and a whole lot more respect for me. You dig? So, and the other thing is, all these allegations, who knows if they're actually true? Okay, I don't think just because a woman says something is true means that it is. What happened to innocent until proven guilty? We have a court system, we have a justice system. If these allegations are true, take it to court, get your facts together, get your evidence together, and prosecute. Like, but when someone just makes an allegation, and just because there's an allegation you lose your job, oh my goodness. What if what the lady complained about was the fact that you asked her out on a date, or you asked her for her phone number and you'd like to get to know her, and that's what she complained about, and now you've lost your job? That's not fair. That's not harassment, sexual assault, or rape. So that's all I wanted to say. Like, I do truly believe that there are men out there who really do sexually harass and assault and rape women. They need to be locked up, book thrown at them, throw away the key, and those women need to come forward as soon as it happens. And let me tell you something with these Hollywoods and the Harvey Weinsteins and all of that. If Harvey Weinstein said to a female actress, okay, I'll let you get the part if you have sex with me. Oh, I don't want the part that bad. No thanks. Because if you say yes, and you agree to it because you wanted that job, guess what? That's called consensual sex. Let's repeat that again for the class. Consensual sex. If he asks you for it and you say yes and you willingly do it, that is not rape. That is not sexual assault. Now, do I think Harvey Weinstein is a dirtbag? Yes. Nasty dirtbag, okay, who clearly has some issues. But, what about these women? Like, unless he physically forced you and raped you. But if he just asked you and you said yes and went through with it because you wanted to advance your career, that's not rape. That's consensual sex. He asked and you said yes. Honestly, in that moment, you made yourself a prostitute because you got paid for having sex with them. I'm just saying, we all have to take responsibility for what we do. Now, like I said, if somebody snatches you and grabs you and forces you and holds you down and rapes you or sexually assaults you, hello, you have no responsibility in that. The only responsibility you have is to report it immediately to the police. That's it. You have no responsibility in the actual act. But if a man approaches you and says, hey, if you sleep with me, I'll give you a promotion or whatever, and you say yes, you're just as responsible as he is. And it's not sexual assault or rape or sexual harassment. So we need to get our terms defined, and we need to make sure we understand what is just a guy asking you out or giving you a compliment or something versus someone actually truly sexually assaulting, raping, or sexually harassing you. That's all I'm saying. Until next time, peace out.